Hi, everybody. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8 o'clock Eastern time right here in Western New York. It might be that where you are too. I'm not really sure. Depending on where you are when you're watching this, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to another edition of DayTradeSPY.com's weekend review. All right, let's get started. I see a lot of people still joining us. That's kind of what I'm looking at right here. And sounds like I'm stalling for time, but I see a lot of people still coming online here. So come on in, gang. Lots of room right up here up in the front. So, all right. So a couple of things before we get started. I guess a little bit of housekeeping. Number one, yes, I sometimes speak a little bit too fast. If I get excited or very passionate about something, then I'll tend to speak a little bit faster than normal. It's not that you're listening slow, don't worry about it. But listen, if you do find me speaking a little bit too fast or maybe talking about things that you don't really understand, please put it in the questions box and I will slow down or explain in different words, okay? You'll find the little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. Just click on that. I am the only one that sees that, okay? So go ahead and say whatever you want. All right, and yeah, already the comments are coming in. Slow down, Hugh. Don't be so excited. Okay, yes. I don't know what it is. I do get very excited about this. You know, the funny thing is we've been doing this for many years. Since 2010, we've been doing these webinars. And, you know, when I think back of all the people that we've taught how to trade SPY options, day trade SPY options, it's actually incredible when I look at some of the accolades that come in, the testimonials and the people, just the comments. And when people say, you know, I taught my kids how to do this and they love it and they're doing it and everybody's doing it. And I do get some emails, yes, that, my gosh, I just lost a lot of money. This is not for me. I get that. It's not for everybody. All right. It's not for everybody. So you want to make sure that it's for you before you jump into this with a whole lot of real money. Let me tell you, it's very easy to blow up your account. I don't have to tell you that, folks. Yeah, I think y'all kind of know that. So, all right, this is a weekend review. This is where we kind of go over what happened last week and where the week is going next week. And then I give you my pitch. And this is actually a pretty good pitch. Let me tell you, you have to see these things because there's a reason for these. All right. Sometimes people need a little nudge. They need a little push off the fence. Anyway, let's get started. Here we go. All right. How's that? Is that a good pitch? I'm not really sure. I'm thinking here that maybe if I close the drapes in the back, the blinds, I should say, maybe you'll get a better picture of me. So let me just try that. Let me see if that will work. All right. And then keep these guys open and these other guys closed. Let me just do this for a second before we get started. And that might shed a little more light on my face. So you can see this gorgeous face here, folks. Yeah. Humble Hugh is what they call me. And anyway, I want to welcome you all. And right now we're going to start the recording. It's a little bit better, I think. All right, here we go. And good evening again. Welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's weekend review. And it is August the 27th, Sunday, August the 27th. And my name is Hugh. Normally we have Aaron on as well. He is off on vacation and he will be back. I'm not sure if it's Monday or Tuesday. I think he'll be back on Tuesday. All right. He's down in Mexico, enjoying the sunshine down there and all Mexico has to offer. So I told him, just relax, Aaron, because when you get back, I'll put you to work. So, all right. Let's go over this disclaimer real quick here because I know that we need to keep the lawyers working. So by attending this webinar, you fully understand and accept the financial risks involved in trading securities. The risk of loss can be substantial. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your personal investment objectives and financial resources. You also understand that you're not receiving any advice as to what to buy or sell, but are simply receiving information for educational purposes only. Any decisions concerning a trade are solely your own to meet your personal objectives and risk tolerances. You alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Any charts I might show you, courtesy of TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim and or Tasty Trade. Let's move along here. So there we are. All right. Week in review. Tonight's going to be, again, please use the questions box for any questions or comments. And I'd like to take up some questions a little bit later on here because what we're going to do here tonight, first of all, I'm going to give you a bit of an introduction. Excuse me. Why listen to me? Who am I anyway? Who am I? Who is this you guy? Why the heck should I listen to him? And then we'll talk about the weekend review and a look at next week. And we'll have a little fireside chat. So we're going to just discuss anything you want to talk about, throw up some questions, whatever you have there, and then your next steps. Your next steps to successful trading on the stock market. It's not always easy. And I can attest to that. And I'm sure many of you know that, especially when you get into options. So many times people say, you know what, you're going to lose all your money on options. When your friends tell you that, right, they're telling you to protect you. But oftentimes your friends don't know, right? They don't understand. And they are correct in saying that you will lose your money. Now, if you do not know what you are doing with options, yes, you will lose your money. I will be the first to tell you that. And if I'm talking to you one-on-one in one of these little chats, and I suspect that you're going to have a lot of trouble with this, and it's not going to really work for you, I'll tell you that too. I'll say, you know, George, maybe you should reconsider this because I sense you might not do well with this, and I don't want to see you lose your money. We don't need your money to subscribe if we think you're going to lose money. That's not the objective here. We're here to help you. And anyway, a little bit of a background on myself here. So, come from corporate America, used to be an internal auditor, handed off a lot of my money to my financial advisor. He blew up half my account. I grabbed control of it, learned how to do this myself, and essentially picked it up eventually after a lot of losses, a lot of gains, a lot of losses. And the funny thing is, every time I had a loss, I would always stop and think, so what was I thinking that yesterday this was a good trade and today it's suddenly not? What happened? What happened? What's the difference between then and now? And I always tried to take away lessons, especially from the losses. And believe me, I would celebrate the wins. Whenever I had a win, I would just, oh my gosh, dancing all around the house, But the losses, I thought, you got to learn from this. What went wrong? What went wrong? How was it that I was not able to make some money on this trade yesterday or whenever I bought it, a week ago, whenever? I thought this is pretty good. And suddenly now it just all went to pot. Anyway, I eventually learned a few things and started making some money. And people started asking me, Hugh, what are you doing? Can you show me? Yeah, sure, I could show you stuff. And before I knew it, this thing called the Inner Circle started, and we've been doing that. And of course, the trading room started. And that was 2010. We're now in our 14th year. Very proud of that. So, my focus is actually on teaching other people how to trade. I really love it. I love to hear the great comments I get when people are doing well. So a little bit of background. My name is Hugh. Now I learned most of my stuff from the trenches on how to trade options. All right, deep mired in the mud. Okay, the real deal. And I've been trading people around the world again since 2010. I'm looking for short-term breakout trades for small, multiple daily gains. That's kind of my objective to trading. All right, and I find that works best for me. It might not work very well for you, but I find this is the best way for me to trade. Now, some people like to trade position trades or long-term swing trades or something, but I found that I'm just not that smart to determine where the stock market is going to be a year from now, or 6 months from now, or even a month from now, or even a week from now. But we've got a pretty good idea where it's going to be today and maybe tomorrow. We have a really good idea where the market is going to go in the very short term. And I figure that if you can make a little bit of money every day, eventually you're going to have a lot of money and you're just going to continue to grow your account. So right there in the picture with me, there's the love of my life, my beautiful Bernese Mountain Dog, Lucy. And Aaron is also, again, normally he's with us. Now he comes from a little different background, all right? He comes from a different background, a futures background. He has actually been a technical analyst for a long time. He's actually started studying the stock market, believe it or not, when he was in his teens. He opened his first trading account when he was a teenager, and he comes with a whole different set of indicators that he uses, and I use a completely different set of indicators. But I can tell you that in our trading room, if both of us are signaling that there is an imminent move, say to the upside or to the downside, you can be pretty sure that if you put your money on call options to the upside, you're going to do well. All right. Probably pretty sure of that. So it's kind of a cool little thing. What we say here, we got a little saying, it's when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. And that's kind of the way it works. It's been working very well. So I'm going to ask you a question here, folks, just to get an idea as to the kind of audience I've got here tonight. Please put in the questions box. We're not going to do too many questions here. We just want to see how many of you are interested in earning 100 to 200 a day, or 2 to 500 a day, and anything from 5 to 1,000. Anybody over 1,000? Let me know, and I can maybe tailor my conversations, my discussions over to that angle. And just curious to see how we can do this. And all right, here they come. Okay, I'm just going to kind of sit back for a few seconds here. All right. Some B's, C's. It's actually pretty much all over the place. Mostly B's and C's. Okay, and Doug is over 1,000. Cool. And we drop back down a couple A's. I'm finding most people are in that $200 to $1,000 range. I think we can do that. Definitely, we can do that. There's no reason we can't do that. Yeah, thanks for that. All right, so thank you so much. So we're gonna have a little beachside chat later on as well. I'm gonna want to know what your experience is with training courses. What's your pain? What is it that's holding you back? The reason I say that is because I'm a firm believer in, you have to invest in yourself before the stock market. I mean, that's just the way it is. What's going to happen is, you lose a lot of money in the stock market. Then you say, you know what? Maybe it's time to learn this stuff. Maybe I just can't really do this on my own. There's a lot of nuances in trading. There's a lot of, a lot of little things that I need to know. And that's one of the beauties of our trading room as an example. The more, the longer you're in it, the more you're engaged with it, the better trader you're going to be, simply because you're going to be exposed to a lot more situations. Of all the years I've been doing this, I still find that every single day in the stock market is different from any other day I've ever had. I never would have believed that, but it's true. Every day is different. There are different forces acting on the market, on the options market. Another question: do you have, to answer this, you have $5,000 to get started? I think that a little seed capital is important. If you don't have that, I would recommend that. You start saving, get an account open, get your account open, start putting a little bit of money, even if it's just a couple thousand, get it in there, just start accumulating it little by little, even if it's a couple $100 every 2 weeks or whatever, because eventually you're going to have the money and then you're going to be ready to go, right? Get some seed capital. The more you have, the better it's going to be, because this way you're not going to feel so overwhelmed that your trades must work or else. I'm going to talk about, do you accept training first rather than jumping in? It's incredible how many people don't want to do any training because they just think that they're going to learn how to do this. And in hindsight, how many times I've said, I wish I had a Hugh when I was learning this. I unfortunately did not, and I had to do the hard way, the long way. And I took a lot of hits to learn what I learned, to learn what I know. I'm going to ask you if you're also willing to put in the time and effort. All right. By that, I mean, learn a little bit, do paper trades. I tell people, do 20, 30, 40 paper trades. Aaron even goes out and says, do 100 paper trades before you put real money into it. I think that's a little overkill, but I think, 20 to 30 good paper trades, and then transition to real money, starting with about $1,000. Don't go crazy. Because I find sometimes it's even a debate whether paper trading is real or not. I mean, it's not real trading. We know that. But what I'm saying there is that you don't feel the same emotions on a paper trade account as you do in real money, because in the back of your head that this is just paper, and if it all goes down, it doesn't matter. I hit a reset button somewhere and I get all my money back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me one iota. But when you have real money in a trade and you're watching your equity, right, rise and fall like a little cork in the ocean, right? It can be pretty disconcerting, and it's disconcerting. So it's really something to get used to. I guess it's like getting used to being in a boat. If you're not used to it, it's pretty easy to get seasick, right? But once you get used to things, then you know how to handle it and stuff. And I think that's a lot to do with trading as well. You'll also find I use a lot of analogies with other things, especially aviation. Being a pilot, I can relate to that, and risk minimizing risk, these sorts of things. Probably a reason why a lot of older people get into trading, because they have a lot of life experience that they can draw from, and they've done studies on this. The more mature trader, the better they are, right? It's the single young men are the worst traders, statistically speaking. So I've got an exclusive get off the fence offer. This is the final week for this particular offer I'm going to give you, and you will probably need to act on it fairly quickly. Now let's get into the week in review. This is what the chart looked like. Just to expand this a little bit. Well, what happened on Monday? A little bit of a blip to the upside, came down, ran back up. It was like a no or low news day. Usually when those events happen, it's the technical indicators that actually propel SPY in some fashion. We moved to rally in pre-market, then dipped off a support to head back up to a double top, and then collapsed. And then, of course, by noon, interest in the retail sector earnings pushed prices higher. We had some retail earnings reports come out and it pushed it higher. That was Monday. Kind of a relatively non-event sort of a day. On Tuesday, we had a high impact Richmond Manufacturing Index. So the market was anticipating some good news. Perhaps it ran up, a couple points in pre-market, but then when the Richmond Manufacturing Index came out, it was, I don't recall. Let me see what it was. Let me just pull this up here. I've got two monitors I'm working on here. On Tuesday, that was a 22nd. I think the Richmond Manufacturing Index was actually a little bit higher than they expect. There it is. It came in at -7. They're expecting a forecast of -10. And the last period was -9. So not only was it a little bit better than expectations, but also a little bit better than the previous report. And that's what pushed SPY down. Because if the Richmond Manufacturing Index is feeling a little warm or hot, I wouldn't call it hot, but a little bit warmer than what they're expecting, that means that the market is improving. The conditions, I should say, the economic conditions are improving. They're making more things, and it's a bit of an inflationary kind of situation. So if the economy is chugging along nicely, it's inflationary, and therefore it's a threat to interest rates, and the stock market does not like rising interest rates. That's why the stock came crashing down here, and we lost from about 442 down to about 430. So it's about a 4-point drop in there on Tuesday. Wednesday had lower than expected PMI reports. It abated any immediate interest rate threats, pushed SPY to form a left shoulder right here, which I will show you in a little bit. On Thursday, unemployment claims, durable goods orders, combined with a classic head and shoulders pattern, brought SPY down to its knees. This, when I see this, I salivate. Oh, I'm just exaggerating on that, but I get excited that, okay, here we go. Here we go. So we're going to drop off support. We're going to collapse. And here's the other thing. And I don't know if I can draw this on here or not. Let me see if I can insert a drawing here. Let me see if I can get an arrow. All right. So maybe this will work. Maybe it won't. Okay. So oftentimes when you see a big move like this to the upside, I'm going to see if I can maybe change this outline, maybe make it yellow, maybe thicken it up. Outline, thicken it up here by weight. Let's do this. All right. So often when you see a big move like this to the upside, you're going to see an opposite move to the downside. And I'm telling you some stuff that's actually pretty valuable. I hope you're paying attention. All right. You'll often see this coming off a classic chart pattern right here. Beautiful head and shoulders pattern. The left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And we came down actually lower than when we first started to go up, picked up some momentum to the downside, and the stock just kind of collapsed there. All right. And that was, there's some pretty good money to have been made on that one, folks. All right. And then what happened Friday? Well, all eyes were on the Fed Chair Powell Jackson Hole speech. All right. They've got the symposium over there once a year. I think it's once a year. Maybe it's twice a year. I think it's once a year. They get all the powers from around the world, all the finance ministers, and let me see if I can just pull up let's see, here it is right here, Jackson Hole Symposium, Economic Policy Symposium held in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Good place to go skiing, by the way. Attended by central bankers, finance ministers, academics, financial market participants from around the world. And when I got my invitation to go, I said, Jerome, I would love to, but you know what? I'm busy running the trading room, and I just don't have an opportunity to participate in the symposium. I'm really sorry, but just keep me posted on what you decide. And he said, okay, fine. Just so you know, I don't want this coming back to me. That was actually a joke. But anyway, I'm sure most of you knew that. But anyway, what happened here? Well, elevated volatility, folks. SPY sought recovery to break 440 after testing a low of 435. We went up, we came down, went back up. This is an hourly chart, and that's kind of the way we had it over there. Looking at the weekend review, the S&P dropped just a 0.8% for year to date, 14.7. Well on the way is a nice recovery here for 2023. NASDAQ ran up 2.3%. I think NVIDIA had a lot to do with it. Good earnings, artificial intelligence, chips, all these wonderful things brought the NASDAQ up to just under 30% for the year. And the Dow fell 0.4%, just kind of dragging along at a 3.6% year to date. And again, Powell's message was hawkish, but a little more balanced. And we heard that the Fed's tone gradually evolving favorably, but uncertainty still remains as to what needs to be done in this last little bit of a fight for inflation as rate hikes filter through the economy. So they're still waiting to see how this is all going to work out. Growth remains more resilient than expected, especially with the labor markets. Policy rates are at or nearing peak as they're heading down to their 2% inflation remaining the Fed's target, longer-term target. Officials are to stay diligent but careful until the job is done, and they don't hesitate to tell you about that. Below here is a chart. We have the Fed funds rate now pushing at 5.5%. Headline CPI is down about 3.2%. Consumer price index inflation is dropping as inflation is rising. And we have this line here where Powell's hawkish 2022 speech at Jackson Hole. Year later, we're seeing sort of a flip on this. This chart is courtesy of Bloomberg and Edward Jones. All right, let's take a look at a seasonal chart. And for those who are not familiar with this, SPY is actually that blue line at the top where it is now. And the red line is the composite of the last 5 years daily closing balance as a seasonal chart. And if we expand this, we will see that SPY actually stayed pretty level last week. And seasonally, it's probably going to remain level for the next week. Just a very, very minor movement, nothing to speak of. So could be interesting trading or boring trading, maybe perhaps. Forward looking, low, no news day on Monday. Consumer confidence and a JOLTS job openings report on Tuesday. Gross domestic product on Wednesday. Pending home sales and crude oil inventory. Thursday, things start to heat up a little bit with unemployment claims. And also on Thursday we have PC. Was that PCE, right? Was that personal consumption expenditures? That is coming out as well. And personal income and spending reports in the Chicago PMI. So there's actually some pretty good news coming out on Thursday. and we have some more employment numbers on Friday. All right, it's just sort of grouped them all in together. But on Friday, September the 1st, we have average hourly earnings month to month, non-farm employment change, and an unemployment rate coming up, as well as Institute for Supply Management manufacturing PMI report. There's also going to be a sort of a lesser news item with construction spending and awards, total vehicle sales. They're not going to have any major impact on the markets. But what we're seeing here forward looking is that volatility is probably going to be fairly low on Monday, and it's going to be moderate into the midweek, but increased volatility Thursday into Friday. So I'm kind of expecting some range-bound trading here, possibly a downward seasonal trading as we head into the end of the week. All right. So with that, folks, there are many opportunities on a daily basis on trading SPY options. And I think it's kind of important that I give you this exclusive get off the fence offer. And I'm just going to ask you, do you have $1,000? I have tonight, not one, but two great limited time offers for only $995 each. First one I'm going to talk about is the Ultimate Training Course. The Ultimate Training Course. I'm going to get into that in a little bit here. All right, the Ultimate Training Course. We actually ran this a while back, and they were supposed to take it off the website. And I asked them how come it's still on there, and they said, "Well, we're just going to leave it on. If somebody wants to buy it, great." So I thought I would, because I know they're not watching this. Okay, they don't come online on Sunday nights, but I know you guys do. When I say guys, I mean guys and gals. I know you are diehard traders, and you want to get all the information. You want to get it all. You guys are addicted, right? So am I. We're all addicted to this. There's no way out. Forget it. I can stop a lot of addictions. I've never smoked, but I'm pretty confident that if I started to smoke, that I could probably stop smoking a lot easier than I can stop trading. I'm addicted to this stuff. I can't help it. So when I go away, I take my laptop and and I will make sure that in the mornings I'm somewhere where I can actually watch the markets. I can't help it. But anyway, so I said, okay, fine. I'll just talk a little bit about the Ultimate Training Course, and for those inclined, I'll tell you how you can still get it. Because last time we only charged $995. This is a $3,500 course. Eagle Financial Publications gave it away for only $995. And I'll tell you a little bit about this. And anybody who's interested at all in learning how to trade options on SPY, this is where you need to be. The next thing I'm telling you is our personal training program. Now, we talked about this last week, and it was a huge success. So we're going to offer it again this week, but this is the last week for the personal training program, simply because we're actually filling up our spots. Okay. What we're doing is we're keeping only enough spots so that we can comfortably service everybody. And we don't want to overcrowd it so that people cannot get on and have a one-on-one with Aaron or myself. Folks, you got to learn to trade the right way right now. Learn to trade the right way right now. All right, so these are the points, the basic points of what I'm going to talk about here. The Ultimate Training Course, this is 10 workshop sessions, and it covers everything from what are options to fundamental analysis, technical analysis, chart setups, chart patterns, mental aspects of trading, how to repair trades, our strategies. It's all there. If you go through this, and these are recently recorded videos done by myself and Aaron, you've got at least 6 months to view them as many times as you need it, so you can fast forward and rewind. If you don't learn how to trade options using this system here, not sure how we can help you. Okay, but we can, because we also have the other section to this training program I'm telling you about here tonight, the personal training. You get 10 hours of one-on-one time, personal one-on-one time. And it's going to be used in half-hour segments. So we're getting it for 30 minutes at a time. Now, if you want to go back-to-back, not a problem. And Aaron and myself are conducting these sessions. It is to be used within a year. fully customizable learning. So you can say, you know what, Hugh, I just want to, tighten up on the strategies, or I want to learn what these chart patterns are that you're doing. So it's fully customizable. And you don't have to tell us now what 20 hours you want. You just do it as you go, right? So you just log on to our online calendar and you book your time. Very easy. You go to DayTradeSPY.com, and I believe it is the, where did I go here? I'm trying to find it here, DayTradeSPY.com. Okay, I'm going to pull it up right here. This is it here. Schedule a meeting. So what you do is you buy this and you simply schedule a meeting. And as you want to do your training, you simply click on your where is it, your time zone. Make sure you get your time zone, and you'll see these blocks of time available, and just click on one of these times that you're going to be available, and we'll get it done. Right, we'll get it done. So what I highly recommend here is that maybe you spend 3 or 4 hours with myself, and then maybe another 3 or 4 hours with Aaron, and then hold back a couple hours down the road so that you can access some pretty cool one-on-one training in case you need to brush up on something down the road, or you have a question or whatever, further down the road, say even a couple months from now. You've got a year to use this. So, but bear in mind, if you don't use it in a year, then you lose it, right? It's kind of the way it works. Use it or lose it. All right. So that's what this is all about. So let me get back into this here. The ultimate training course. Let me ask this. Can you afford not to engage? Now, I see some participants online here, people I know I've talked to before in the past, and I can tell you some of these people, some of you people, you have been on, some you haven't, but I know I've talked to some folks who have some real challenges and who could probably use some one-on-one training or the ultimate training course. And so the ultimate training or the personal one-on-one training, each of these is $995. Each of these, all right, the ultimate training course or the personal one-on-one training. And I think this is an amazing offer. So what do you get with the ultimate training course? You get 10 recently recorded videos, each about an hour and a half long, and each covers a very particular topic. All right. And we cover everything to successfully day trade options on SPY. Okay. Everything to, all right. You guys seeing this? I'm not really sure. There it is. Okay. All right. We cover, okay. All right. There it is here. Okay. Aaron and I and myself, we've got combined over 40 years experience. And we did this course together. Some programs Aaron did, most of them I did. You're going to learn at your own pace and accessible for at least 6 months. We say that because you have to have an ending date on it. But the reality is we have yet to dump anybody. Okay, so we have people in some of these programs that have been there for years that initially were told that they got 6 months. But you got a long time here. In this training workshop included the strategies, our bread and butter, not break and butter. I should correct this here. Just give me a second. Let me see what happens. Bread and butter strategy. There it is right there. Let's get back to this. Scalping, OMG. We're also going to learn how to repair trades gone bad. I think this is very important. You're also going to learn the psychology of trading. You're going to learn it all, folks. But I think learning how to repair trades. In fact, I had several people this week saying they were in a bad spot and they repaired the trade and made some money. Not a whole lot, but they came out ahead. Whereas they would have probably lost a lot of money had they not learned this. And they profusely thanked me for teaching them. This here is a limited time offer, $995. Frankly, I don't know when they're going to take it off the board, but I would not press my luck on that. If you really want to learn this, go ahead and grab it. Okay. Next up, the personal one-on-one coaching, 10 hours of mentoring booked at your convenience to be used in half-hour segments within a year. And again, Aaron and myself are going to be doing the training on this. And here you can learn anything related to SPY options. Anything at all, as long as it's SPY options, day trading SPY, that's what we do. That's what we do. These sessions are also going to be recorded and sent to you for your later review, should you want to go back over them. And this course as well, this program, I should say, is also $995. I cannot stress how cool this is. Now, if you are a wise trader, you're going to get them both. You're going to buy them both, master day trading, SPY options with professional support for less than $2,000. Personally, I think this is an awesome deal. Like I said, the training itself, in the past, we've sold these for a lot more money than what we are offering right now. And I think this is a really kind of a nice thing to do in the summer. Think about this for a second, especially if you're young. If you learn just one thing a year, one thing different a year that maybe you didn't know before, or take on a project, imagine how colorful your life will be, how enriched your life will be when you're 40, 50 years old. Let's say you started this at 25 and you learned one great thing. 1 year you're going to learn small engine repair. Next year, you're going to take up flying lessons. Next year, you're going to take up boating lessons. Next year, you're going to learn how to day trade SPY options. Next year, you're going to learn this, you're going to learn that. You're going to learn how to cook, how to bake, gourmet, all of these things. Now, imagine if every year you did just one thing like that and became pretty good at whatever this interest thing is of yours. Imagine when you're 50, 60 years old, you will have so much experience under your belt with these things, and motorcycle riding, whatever it is, deep sea diving. You'll be pretty cool. Learn how to play bridge or something. Anyway, my point is, learn how to day trade SPY options for fun and profit. It's something that I regret not learning much earlier in life. I don't want to get into and bore you how I kind of stumbled into this. This is not something that when I was a kid I was ever going to do. As a matter of fact, my interests were piqued on this when my own financial advisor blew up half my account. I was, as an internal auditor for an insurance company, obviously comfortable working with numbers, and I knew a little bit about risk. So I had some pretty good feel for being able to learn this, which is what I did. And I'm glad I did, because my life has changed. And not only my life has changed, but other people's lives have changed, including my kids. So my kids are, if they need money, go to the stock market, right? All right. And we also have the trading room. I didn't even talk about the trading room. I usually talk about the trading room every night on these things, but on our website, you can sign up for the trading room. I think I got a special price on that too. I'm not really sure, but that's pretty cool. You'll want to get in on that one here. And so we got a lot of cool things going on, and I really enjoy teaching people this. I have to tell you, I have a bad hair day, don't I? You know what I did earlier today? I haven't done this in a long time. I actually washed my car by hand. My neighbor came up to me and said, "Oh, spending quality time with your car?" Yeah, it's just me and she. He just laughed. He said, "You missed the spot." I said, "Yeah, I know. I got to go back." So if I look a little disheveled here, it's because I hadn't showered yet from washing the car. But I love sunny days where I can just kind of do what I want, and that's what trading facilitates. I can come and go as I want. All right, let's get into some questions here. David, you usually have all our trades completed by the end of the day. That's the objective. In and out, I do not like to hold overnight. Now, that said, all right, sometimes I will. And normally the trades that we engage in will usually have enough time that, should we hold overnight for a good reason, that we are going to be okay, usually. That is the goal, yes. All right, the goal of the ads and the subscriptions is to be done by the end of the day. What percentage of the days are out of everything? Almost 100% we're out of everything. Like we're not in a lot of trades. Every morning in the trading room, might do 1, 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4 trades. This last Friday, which was the 25th, I did a pick of the day. It's the 439 calls. We made our money. See, I keep things on a piece of paper, right? Every day I get it's a half sheet of paper. See if I can show you here. It's all scribbled down. But so what I do is I write things down. So we took that pick of the day that went from 931 to 1003. Took it from $4.11 to 436 for a nice 6% gain. We did the OMG trade. OMG, that's short. A little play on words these days, but it's short for out of the morning gate. We took that from 935 to 1003, $3.56 to 378 for a 6% gain. I also demonstrated a scalp. Got into that one at 1025. I think we're in there for less than a minute. Just picked up 6 cents on the 437 puts from 124 to 130. So it was kind of a cool day. Personally, I did not trade on Friday. I find I don't need to trade every day, and sometimes just like to sit back and just teach, demonstrate trades. So I'm just kind of pulling back a little bit for a little while, just kind of taking a break. I've been trading. As a matter of fact, I have been trading nonstop for a very long time, every day. You kind of get tired of it. And I just noticed here that so the pick of the day, we had a question on the pick of the day earlier today. So I went back and added it all up. Since the beginning of 2023, we have had 141 picks of the day. They all worked except 4. All right. So 4, except 4, that is 137 out of 141. That is over 97% success rate. And most of the time they worked fairly quickly, like within, I want to say, a few minutes to an hour. So you simply buy the pick of the day, put it up for sale, walk away, come back, and it's in your account. And by the way, that's using conservative numbers. In actual fact, when you would have gotten in would probably have been a little bit better than what I'm reporting. So your success rate would probably have been even higher. Quite proud of that record, actually. All right, let's get back into some other questions here. I only see partial screen. Look like it's enlarged. I only see. Yeah, I noticed that. Is the screen kind of okay now, folks? Are you seeing the beach and my beautiful face here? Are you guys seeing that? Put in the questions. I want to see if it's enlarged. I know why it enlarged. Something happened. Okay, seems to be okay there. All right, sounds cool. All right, Thursday afternoon is obviously after the morning trading room. If we're out of our own now, how can we know this in advance? Thursday afternoon was obviously after the morning trading room. Thursday afternoon, I'm trying to think of what happened Thursday afternoon, David. Okay, so sometimes if we're in a trade, we get into a trade in the morning, we put it up for sale, we discuss before we leave the trading room what we're probably going to be doing. So we'll probably be looking at, if I'm looking at exiting a trade, then that actually might happen in the afternoon. So I don't like to generally start new trades after 12 noon. As a rule, I found, and I'm giving you some pretty solid gold information here. So as a rule, I find that I can make some trades, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades all day long, make get a winner, get a winner, get a winner, get a winner. But that last trade I might execute starting at say 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All of a sudden it goes against me. I'm looking to get out here, and the stock decided to go down here. Now I have a decision I have to make. Do I exit the trade, the loser, and give the money back that I earned all day? Or do I hold overnight? Now, if the trade works out against me the next morning, obviously that's a bad decision. But you know what? Even if the trade works out in my favor the next day, it's still a bad decision because it just means I got lucky. And yet that decision and the outcome would have enabled me to want to do it again because I happened to just get lucky. You follow me? So that was still, even though I might have got lucky on that particular trade, still wasn't a good decision. And I remember the day. So I remember I was doing very well with in and out. And then one day I had that last trade and I took the loss. And then when I added it up, I think I had a profit of $1.46. And I said to myself, so I worked this hard for what amounts to really not even a cup of coffee. I said, this doesn't work. So that's when I decided to stop all new executions at around lunch. because I think you know that if you are in a bad trade, let's say you get in a bad trade at 1:30 in the afternoon, and the thing turns against you, the market is just not in your favor here. You know that 4 o'clock bell comes up real fast, right? And it could be in a bad spot. So I found that if I can't make my money in the morning, what am I doing here? The morning is the best time to make money. And here's the funny thing too. Let me just get a drink here. I got unbelievable stuff. I remember taking all these courses and different things. And I remember people saying, "Oh, you don't want to trade in the morning. That's amateur hour, amateur hour." Oh, we got to stay away from amateur hour, folks. Stay away from amateur hour, right? I thought, whoa, what does that mean? Are we professionals? Well, I got news for you. My best trades are those first trades right out of the opening bell. All right. When I got that knowledge, intuition, gut feel, whatever you want to call it, that information, this market's going up, I want to get in at the opening bell, because that's when it makes the best move. And oftentimes, and then I'm in and out in seconds. There's one day the other day, I was on the trading room and said, "Okay, well, I'm done for the day." And I started playing the exit music and they just laughed. I think it was like 9:32. Yeah, where you going? We paid for 10:30. You're out at 9:32. You're done for the day? Yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah, I was done for the day, but I stayed the course and just stayed, show people more things and stuff. So it was a lot of fun. I find you make your best trades in the morning. All right. Payling, good to see. 2 long vacations, time to get to work, learn about day trading. Thank you so much. You just signed out to the trading room. How can I sign in tomorrow? Okay, Payling, I will send you, I don't think the guys are working tonight, but I will send you the trading room links. Okay. So you will get the links after the session here tonight, and just join in. All right, just join in. All right. All right. Pick of the day is prior to the OMG recommendation. Okay, yeah. So here's the difference between these two guys. At 9 o'clock Eastern, this is when Aaron and I have already decided, analyzed, took all the inputs from the various news feeds and everything else. Is the market going to go up or is it going to go down? And this is where we decide calls or puts. Which one? They're not all the same. There's a reason they give you hundreds of option chains, folks. They're not all the same. So we decide which one. We send it to your inbox just after 9 o'clock. And that is to be purchased soon off the opening bell. Now, if the stock is going against you, you want to wait until it turns back up. You get it for a better price. Get back in. What I like to do is put up for sale for 6% profit target, walk away, come back later, and the money's in the account. All right. Now, the OMG is short for out of the morning gate. That one is going to trigger usually pretty soon after 9:30, 9:35. Sometimes they'll go a little bit later. But what we do there is we set up our support and resistance lines on the 5-minute chart. And I'm not going to give you the secret. You'll have to get in the trading room to learn that. But that works very well. So that's during our live sessions. And I guess another difference you could say, like in the inner circle, how we send out the reports every morning, our morning market analysis, is kind of like a flash assessment. Think of it as a photograph. It's a photograph. So as the inner circle, you get this morning market assessment. It's a flash assessment of the way we see the market unfold for the day, right? The trading room, on the other hand, would be like streaming live video. All right. As it happens, that's what we do there. So that's what we do. We determine the market conditions, direction, all that stuff as it happens in the trading room, which is why it's wise to get into that. So, all right. Any discounts if we get them both? I'm afraid not. All right. So both programs, the Ultimate Training Course and the one-on-one training. Let me explain something, folks. Those prices are excellent prices. They are already discounted. Aaron and I do not go out for $9.95 for 10 hours. I mean, we just don't. But Eagle is supporting that, and they're, I guess, you can say subsidizing it or whatever. They just want to get more people learning how to trade. That's their objective with this. So they cut us a deal. So okay, fine, we'll do the training, but you have to have skin in the game. You have to have skin in the game, and that's not a lot of skin, but you have to have skin in the game. Otherwise, you're not going to do well. It's proven fact. Think about your own situations in your life. If you got something for free or nothing, or you didn't pay anything for it, you don't really care, right? Have you ever written away for something, maybe a book or a CD or something, and you just spent $5, $10, and it's not what you really wanted, but you said, okay, coffee money, garbage, right? It didn't live up to its thing, or whatever. But you don't create a stir. You don't go back, I want my money back and fight with it. Just throw it away, right? But if you spend $1,000 on something and didn't live up to its expectations, you say, hey, you know what, guys, this didn't work. You didn't send me the book I bought. You didn't send me the course I bought. So you have skin in the game. And if you have skin in the game, you're going to pay attention to what we tell you, and you're going to do it in all likelihood. I've got a perfect proof of this. Years and years ago, one of my best friends, he's a CPA, Neil, love him to death. He's like a brother to me. Worked together, everything we did, we hang out. We're still buddies, we're still friends. But he wanted to learn how to trade. I gave him the course for free. What am I going to do? Charge my best friend? I'm not going to do that. How could I do that? He's like my brother. Better than my brother. Neil would give you the shirt off his back. He's one of those guys. Anyway, he went through the course and he didn't do well. He didn't do well. I don't think he blew up his account. He's very careful, but I don't know if it was the stress of it. It didn't fit his personality or something, but he didn't do well with it. So he says, you know what? I'm not going to do this, but thanks anyway. And so I'm thinking here, I kind of know what happened there. He probably didn't give it the respect that it deserved. He didn't pay anything for it. It's his friend Hugh that gave it to him, and his friend Hugh that did it and all that. If you're close to somebody like that, you're not going to maybe give it that respect that it deserves. So I don't know. But anyway, he didn't do well. So, and I didn't say to him, but yeah, it's because I didn't charge you. You didn't pay attention. There's a lot of things in here. So anyway, next question here. No, there's no discount if you get them both. I mean, that's a great deal. Less than $2,000, you're getting this amazing thing here. So sign up for both. Maybe hit it twice. Hit the payment twice. They're both $9.95. If you can't get through, email me directly, HughG, HUGHG at DayTradeSPY. Next one. Can you guarantee? I love this one. Can you guarantee my success? If not, why not? And why should I go with you? Can I guarantee success? So many things weigh in on your success. It's not even funny. What your capitalization is, what your risk tolerance is, how well you learn the program, how well you understand the technicals, how well even your interpretation of the charts right now at the moment. I can show you a chart and say, is it going up or down? You'll say, well, it's going up because I got a green candle. I say, yes. But if I go back 10 candles, I've got a downward trend, right? If I go back 30 candles, I might have a straight across line. See what I'm saying? Is it going up or down? What time frame are you looking at? How far back are you going, right? So no, there's no guarantees except one ironclad guarantee. As sure as you're sitting here, ladies and gentlemen, you will lose your money if you do not know what you're doing with options. That's the reason to learn. All right, next question here. All right, Sarah, I'm going to put you on here as well. The trading room schedule did go out earlier tonight. You should have it. Does the SPY usually have a $10 range between the high and the low for the week, or is this just week an unusual week? I've seen a $10 range in SPY all the time. So once in a while, you even see it in the same day. It's not unusual to have a $10 range in SPY for the week. That's quite common here. So, all right, another question here. Do you have a preference for a brokerage firm, Fidelity, Schwab? Okay, so I like to use TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, which I guess is Schwab, and that's for the charts and indicators. The same people that wrote that program also have this thing called Tasty Trade, which I like for their lightning speed executions and incredible commissions. It's only $1 an option to open a position, 0 to close, up to a maximum of $10 a trade. So you're trading 100 contracts, your commission is only $10. Can't beat that. And if you have any issues, they're right on it. They're right on it. They good staff, friendly, helpful staff. Okay. All right. All right. So some of those other trading platforms, brokerage firms you talked about here, Christopher, like Fidelity, I know people are on that, and I'm not familiar with it, so I can't comment on that. But and I think any reputable trading platform would be able to accommodate our trading. We don't have any proprietary indicators that we use, although we will, alter a couple of trading, a couple of the indicators, but no big deal. I'm pretty sure it'll work. And here's a comment from Ron D. Ron D. Did my paper trades, started real trading the first week of July with $1,500 in 2 accounts, small accounts and subject to day trade rules. Okay. Done well on accounts at 5,900 now. Whoa. Only 2 trades went south. I love that he's in our trading room. I love the trading room, and I'm still a little unsure on setting the support and resistance in the OMG, but I'm pretty close to learning it. Love the trading room. Highly recommended. Thank you so much for that, Ron. 2 thumbs up. Let me tell you a little bit about the day trading rules. If you are in the US, the pattern day trade rule applies, which says basically you can only trade 3 times in and out in a 5-day period. So if you're caught over that, you get a warning. I think you get a warning. I think you get a good faith violation. You get, I think, 4 good faith violations, and they put you in the corner for 3 months. Can't trade. Sorry. So here's the way around this. First of all, get a cash account. You can trade pretty well up to whatever you have in your cash account. If you got $5,000, oh, by the way, if you're over 25,000, the pattern day trade rule does not apply. If you have more than 25,000 in your account, but let's say you only have 5,000, put the 5,000 in as a cash account. Tell them you want a cash account. Now, some brokers don't like to give you cash accounts because they like to make their money on lending you money to buy your stock and options, and that's where they make their money. They charge you interest. But if you have a cash account, you can pretty well trade as much as you want up to your limit on the cash account. So let's say you have $5,000 and you traded $5,000 and you made $300. You cannot trade that profit until the next day after your trade had settled. So it's got to go there to the clearing firm and come back, say the trade is settled. The next day, you can now trade your $5,300. Okay. Pattern day trade rule. It's not that onerous. The cash account is great. I have both margin and cash. I like to, it's easier to get a cash account anyway. You don't have to go through all these forms and stuff. Also, there's another little trick. Let's say you inadvertently find yourself trading a little more than you're allowed, but you still have a position open. Then hold the position until the next day. This way it will not constitute a round trip trade, right? So let's say you're within your 3 trades and you're in a 4th trade, hold off on the next day, then close that 4th trade, and you will be in compliance. How do I know that? Happened to me. I called the broker. They explained it to me. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's another little trick the broker told me. I'll tell you right now, and you'll love this one. If you do find yourself, suspended, not a big deal. Open another account. It's true. Same brokerage or a different brokerage, doesn't matter. Same brokerage. Open a separate account. Take the money from that suspended account, transfer it to your other account, carry on. But pay attention the next time. That's all. So little tricks of the trade here. All right. What else do we have? Can you give us some names of references? I wish I could. I got some people I'm so proud of. I wish I could just parade them around, but because of privacy concerns, I cannot reveal people's names and stuff. Can you give an example of a recent trade you have taken? Okay, you guys want to stick around for a few more minutes so I can give you an example of a recent trade, the setup and everything? Say yes. If not, I'll just let you go now. I don't want to keep you here longer than an hour. Okay, yes. Okay, some people are saying yes. Okay, so you'll stick around for a couple more minutes, right? All right, here, let me see if I can pull this up here. All right, so I have a 1 minute here on the left, 5 in the middle, and I've got the option, the history of the option trade right here on the right. Now, I'm not going to give you the indicators that I use to trigger these trades, but I can assure you, based on what I saw here in the morning, near out of the gate, and the fundamentals that I was aware of, I had every confidence that at 9:30, 9:31, getting into calls would have probably have worked out. I would have entered right here, right in the morning between 9:30 and probably around 9:30, as this big green candle here on the left is going up. I probably would have taken a position there. Let's see, I got into this thing somewhere in here into the top, and I just held on to it. So this chart right here on the right is the at the money 439 call option. All right, and I would have probably gotten in right here. Let's say the high here by 9:31. This would have been $4.11. And if I'm shooting for, say, a very modest 6% gain, that would have taken me to 435.6. So 436 would be my goal there. 436. Now, this is, again, if I got in I would probably would have gotten a lot less than that, but let's say I paid the high of that 930, 931 segment. I just put up for sale, leave it there, 436. I would have been out of that trade by 10:02, 10:03. This green candle here would have taken me out of the trade. Now, another trade, another setup here would have happened to the downside right here, because I used my 5-minute chart for my analysis. I would have probably gotten into this trade somewhere around 10:25. Let me just take a look here. 10:20, let's say even 10:27. 10:27, I would have gotten into this trade at 10:27. Again, I am looking for move to the downside now. At 10:27, I would have bought the at the money puts. And in this case, because the market is going down, and it looks like all indicators are pointing to the downside. And if it's going to go down now, it's going to go down now. I don't have to buy time. I'm going to buy something that's going to work sooner rather than later. So I'll buy same day's expiration in this particular case. Normally I would buy more time, but in this case, because it's puts, I'll probably get in right here. And I gotten in right here at 10:27. The most I would have paid for that option, right here, and taking the numbers from the top, would have been $1.51. $1.51. You can see the numbers times one. You can see the numbers up here in the top. I'm taking the numbers from the top. So let's say $1.51 is what I got in at 6%, takes me to about $1.60, $1.61. I would have been out of that trade by 10:37. That would have been a 10-minute trade for 6% gain on the put side. 2 trades right there. All right. Done by 10:37. If you're working for corporate America, you're on your first coffee break. Okay. So, and that's the way it is. And this happened. The market provides opportunities all day long, folks. All day long. You got to just know how to recognize them and act on them, and you got to get in. So if I placed 6% profit target on those, on each of those, I would have had 12% on my gain before, like I say, before you went back to work after your first coffee break. All right, let's go back in here. All right, for the 10 hours of training, can it be 1 hour per week or 30 minutes per day or what? Dave, here's the way it works. You sign up for the program, and then you go to my calendar, my online calendar, and you just book the time. If you want to book an hour a week, book an hour a week. If you want to book 30 minutes a day for the next 2-3 weeks, whatever it is, book it the way you want it. I do suggest maybe taking a couple hours, 2, 3, 4 hours with myself, 2, 3, 4 hours with Aaron, so you get a good feel for both of our strategies. Because I got to tell you, what he does is different than me, different than my strategy, but he has an incredible way of getting a little further out trades, both in time and profit. And when his indicators are like unbelievably accurate, if things work out, and they do, then you get his perspective, you get my perspective, you bring them together. It's like, wow, really? And maybe hold off a couple hours until later, like you say, a couple months down the road, unless you want to use them down the road. You've got a year to use them. So however you want to do it, or if you want to compress it all, let's get it out of the way, not a problem. So you want to do that. All right. So once again, I just want to reiterate here, folks, the ultimate training course video. These are the videos, 10 videos, and personal one-on-one each is $9.95. Don't pay me $9.95 and expect to get both. It's each. Your choice, or best, better yet, get them both. Get them both, and now you're well on the way to making money day trading SPY options. Thank you for joining us. It's truly been a pleasure.
You're the one, shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process to keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what